welcome back. Woo. Welcome back to the place of all things handstand, circus life, and circus fitness. I hope you guys are doing well today. I'm having a wonderful evening and I want to film another handstand beginner drills video for you guys because I've only filmed one and that was quite some time ago, and I know that most of you guys that watch these videos like some more of the beginner drills that really help you to build up your solid handstand foundations. So today we're going to be diving into some really good handstand drills that will strengthen your wrists, your shoulders, your core, and that'll help and get you starting to balance on your hands as well. So without further ado, let's get into these tips. Hold up. Before we even start or get into any of these exercises, make sure you warm up your wrists, make sure you warm up those shoulders, because you don't want to be rushing into anything and giving yourself any injuries because you haven't warmed up properly. So if you are struggling for a warm-up, I have a video that I filmed for you guys in the past, so check that out in the corner and then come back to this video once you're all nice and warm, and then you can do the drills safely. So the first one that we're going to be doing is wrist push-ups. So you can either do these in the easy push-up position with your knees on the ground, or you can do them in a full handstand position if you are a little bit more advanced or you have a bit more strength in your wrists. So for these ones, you really want to make sure that you hinge from your first knuckle and you want to think about raising the heel of your hand off the ground. Doing this one is also really good because it means you can engage that core and focus on pulling that in as well. And then in the full push-up position, also make sure that your pointer finger is facing directly forwards when you do these as well, which means your hands will be turned slightly out. Alright, next up we have bunny hops. You've probably seen them before, or I've probably talked about them before. These are really good for starting to get upside down and coming into that tuck position. An important thing to remember with these ones, as you can probably see here, is that you don't want to shoot your feet over your bum. You want to think about keeping your feet pointing straight up to the roof when you jump off the ground. Doing a million of them is not easy. You want to think about almost as if you were to bring your knees to your tummy, but you don't want to bring them all the way into your tummy. It's just used as a good guide to not let your heels shoot over or towards your bum. Also for your bunny hops, you can start down here. You can start all the way crouched on the ground to jump up into your bunny hops, or you can start with your legs a bit straighter and a little bit bent to get that momentum to push up into your handstand. With this one, you really want to think about pushing nice and tall and pushing that ground away and not letting your shoulders dip down to the ground. So thinking about pushing them away, even in that starting position. So pushing your shoulders away, not letting them dip down. Nice strong elbows and shoulders. Hands spread out nice and wide. Now the great thing about bunny hops is you don't even need to be holding that little tuck handstand. It's just that movement of jumping up and coming back down that's going to really start to help you elevate and strengthen and improve your handstands. Another important thing to remember when you're trying these is to not do this. So you really need to think about bringing your shoulders over your wrists when you are jumping up. So the next one that we're going to do is a plank walk-in and walkouts, which could also progress to plank run-ins and run-outs. So for this one, you're going to start off in a nice plank position, pulling in that core and making sure you're pushing through your shoulders and you're pushing the ground away. So no sinking, and then shoulders over your wrists. So to start off for this one, you're just going to walk your feet in while keeping your legs nice and straight and pushing the ground away. So you really want to be actively pushing the ground away rather than just like letting all the weight go into your legs. So you want to take some of the weight through your shoulders and then walking it back out. Really trying to maintain that squeezed core while you're doing this as well. You want to almost think about when you're getting to the top that you're thinking about getting most of your weight onto your hands, or at least progressing to get more of that weight onto your hands as you get more familiar with this drill. To progress this drill, you can do it a little bit faster with your feet. So almost like a little run into it and then running out. I'm tired doing these. Just goes to show to practice your basics, people. Okay, our next drill is not so much of a handstand one, but it is going to aid your handstand practice. So coming into your L sit with your legs nice and straight. You can either have your hands closer to you, which will make this easier, or the further out they go will make it harder. So we're going to be doing pike compression lifts. So the idea with this one is that you are lifting up your legs, but using your core to lift them up, rather than your quads or your hands, I guess. Yeah, so from here you want to squeeze your core in, you want to round your back a little bit, and you want to think about pulling those legs up. You might only get a little bit up, but as long as you're using your core, then that's all good, because then you can progress to it being a bit harder further down the road. You can also move your hands out. You can do little holds or you can do lifts of these ones. If you guys are interested in the kind of sets or reps you could be doing of these drills, I will leave some suggestions down on the screen, but it will vary a bit depending on how often you are training and what level you are at. So of course, take the rep suggestions with a grain of salt or adjust it to the level that you are at. Before we move on to the next exercise, if you are enjoying this kind of content or you like these kind of videos, please give this video a like, because it really supports my channel and helps me with the YouTube algorithm. And if you really enjoy this content and want to see more, hit that subscribe button and the little notification bell to be notified whenever I upload a new video. On to the next exercise. Okay, for the next one, you are going to need a box or a bed or a chair. Now, the different heights of this are going to make it easier or harder. So the taller that it is, the easier that it's going to make this drill, and then the lower it is, the harder it's going to make it, or you can progress it to make it harder for yourself. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be doing L lifts to handstand. Now this is a progression to help you to start to kick up, because it controls the motion. Instead of just throwing your legs up into the air wildly. This way it's going to be nice and controlled. So for this one you want to start in your L shape, so with your bum over the top of you, not too far out, because you want to make sure that your shoulders are over your wrists. You want to lift one foot up, transfer that weight off that front foot, that foot on the box, until you can lift it up. Remembering that cartwheel out if you do feel like you're going to fall out of this one, or if you're going too far over. If you need a recap of that to come out safely, I have a video that you can go and watch to recap that. But yeah, just make sure you don't like fall over flat onto your back. It's really easy to cartwheel out of it. So this one is a little bit more of a harder drill out of all of them, but just try your best. Even just transferring that weight off that foot that's on the box will start to help you to get that kick up nice. Alright, the next one that we're going to be doing is baby L switches. So very similar to the one that we just did before, except this time we're going to be kicking up into our L shape from the ground, and we're going to be switching our legs in the air. Now this one's really easy to sort of do a lot lower to get used to what your body is doing, and then trying to kick a little bit more to try and get your legs over the top of yourself. For this one, it's really important that you have heaps of tension through your upper body and through your legs, because the looser and floppy your legs are, the harder it's going to make that drill, and especially the last one as well. Also, this one can be a bit scarier when you're first trying it, especially if you're getting a lot of power and you're afraid of falling over. Once again, that cartwheel turnout is a very safe way to come out of the handstand, and the video to recap is in the cards. Alright, our final exercise is handstand walks. These are pretty self-explanatory. A few quick notes is you don't want to take too big of the steps. And you want to make sure that you are keeping nice body tension when you do this. So not like a floppy noodle climbing up the wall. I don't even know how I'm going to demonstrate this, but cool. That is it for these beginner handstand exercises. I hope you guys found them helpful. If you did, or if you didn't, because I don't know, maybe you've seen these, maybe you've done them a million times, maybe you need something more. Let me know down in the comments. Hearing from you guys is one of my favorite things. Hearing about your progress and where you're at. I love hearing from you guys about that kind of thing. So drop a comment down below. Bam! you know, I did some of these drills with you guys if you like followed along. I'm feeling the burn. I hope you're feeling the burn. And well, happy handstanding, folks. And I'll see you next time. Bye. Hey, what if? Bye. For all them foot fetish people out there. Right. The other problem is I haven't even warmed up. Terrible example. Keep on getting super puffed whenever I try these exercises.